Hey guys, what's going on? It's Roth and Joshua here to talk about the first episode of Korra.
The beginning of
Book
End.
4, the beginning of the end. I know we're whining, but it was sad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was they are not pulling any punches with the punching you in the heart.
They certainly are not. Yeah, the end of book 3 was really heartbreaking, and the start was picked up right with that, really digging into that emotion a lot.
Yeah.
With what happened to Korra.
What did you think about, we'll talk about seeing Korra and where she was at in a moment. But for now, what did you think about the time jump? Did you think that the 3-year time jump worked? Do you think it served the story?
I actually am a fan of time jumps. I love seeing, skip all the development and growing stuff and just get to, the interesting part. You know what I mean? Wait, that sounded weird. But I like to see character development, obviously. But, skip the boring stuff and get back to, where Team Korra's reuniting again after all these years. Or almost reuniting, which if you've seen the first episode. But so I think it was great. Everyone's has different roles, different jobs, different looks.
Yeah.
Bolin's combing his hair back.
It's funny because I like time jumps too. I think that they can serve a really good purpose. I think in this case, we talked to the creators and they did talk about this a little bit, Korra had to be healed, but it had to take time, in order for her to physically heal. But you also wanted to see where she was, and that even after 3 years, she still kind of messed up. It was a big deal what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
And that had to be given weight. And then they're a little more adult now, and so they can be making some more adult decisions. Let's talk about where we find things in terms of where our Jedi...
The Jedi Airbenders. That's
which
another
we had
thing.
talked about, right?
Yeah.
When we talked with the season finale, which was not that long ago.
Yeah, this is so crazy that they're rushing these out so quick. But that was something that I really liked about the time jump was that we got to see that they pitched that idea, and now it's grown and now it's developed into a full concept of these airbenders going around and just helping people, not asking for anything, just trying to do good, which I think is great. And their snazzy new outfits, really
What
sleek.
kind of healthcare packages come with that job, though?
What? I don't know.
Going around trying to do good and not asking for anything.
Well,
how do you
they're
survive
monks,
that way, though? No. It's fine.
Probably, do something good, maybe get some food or something, and then you go back to your air temple island. Temple. So that was cool. I really loved their airbending glider outfits.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God, so cool! Yeah,
really cool. So maybe they're inspired by Zahir's flying to actually make that a little more practical.
I think that what I liked about it was that it showed sort of the strain that was going on in the world, and that even though that the airbending nation was back and able to function in this way, that it wasn't easy, and that even so here's an area that's having a really big problem with bandits. The Earth Kingdom is in disarray, and only 2 people, and they're really relatively young people, are able to go and help take care of it because their resources are just so strained. I thought that set up in a really good way the sort of chaotic situation that the world is in, that as much as, and we're going to talk about her in a minute, people may want to resist Kuvira, she may be, kind of a fascist, but at least there's food,
Well, that's obviously a very much bigger discussion that we have time for here, but, is that a sacrifice you're willing to make? Obviously, by the end of the episode, that guy, he was broken and he had to make that choice. But let's go right into Kuvira.
Why not? Let's go there.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. She had literally, I think 2 lines in the finale of book 3, right?
Yeah, but everybody noticed they were pulling. We noticed that she was going to play a big role.
Yeah,
in the coming season.
Yeah.
It was why are they focusing in on this girl?
Yeah, it was kind of strange, but now all is clear. And boy, is she very formidable with her metal bending and those bands of metal. And as she took out all those earthbenders at once, and a pretty cool action scene. Yeah. So she shows that she can handle herself, and then also just listening to her talk made me tense up. I was like, oh my God, she means business. She really wants a unified Earth Kingdom, but not under the king or the soon to be king, but but her.
Yeah, and I think that they set it up. I think they did a great job of setting up the idea that the monarch, like that's available, is really an idiot. You know, and that
Wu? Prince Wu.
Prince Wu.
I really he made me laugh so much. By the way,
he made me laugh too. We should note that Kuvira is voiced by Zelda Williams, and I think she's doing a great job.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, but I think that what they do is give you sort of a great sense of like, this is not a good option at all. Like, this woman is obviously very harsh, she's brutal, but at the same time, it's an option that we sort of understand people going for and accepting, right?
Well, when you put her against Prince Wu, it's like, well, suddenly she does actually look a little better.
Yeah.
But I don't like either option.
I don't like either option
I feel like
either.
they should go to some sort of like democracy and not just these like single rule, like a monarchy. Like, I don't think that's working out. Obviously, for what we saw with like the Earth Queen, she became like corrupt and power hungry. So I don't want, Kuvira to be Earth Queen Part 2.
No, I don't either. And that's what I'm saying. So I think that the creators did a great job of saying, like, these are the circumstances that led to this woman to rise up to be the main antagonist this season, because the one person that really could take care of her, Korra, is MIA. You know what I mean? And I think they're like, the whole idea for Korra leading up to now has been like, what is the role of the Avatar? What was the Avatar created to do? Are you even needed anymore? And she's battling her own internal demons, like, we don't need you, Korra, you're irrelevant. And that was like the big thing that was playing out for her last season. And I think she's still in a reckoning with herself about what her function on Earth is, and if she as the Avatar is even really needed. And I think that Kuvira is going to present an answer that says, yes, we do need you.
Yeah, she's going to have to like rise up. And so let's just go into the Korra. Like the whole episode, I was like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? We see her in the last like 30 seconds fighting in like a fight,
like an
club.
Underground fight club.
Yeah,
kind of
which is crazy. Having a brutal earthbending match that she lost, pretty bad. And which really just demonstrating that she's not the person she used to be. The old Korra would have, gone crazy and like maybe lit up with the Avatar state, or at least gone to some other bending elements or something. You know what I mean? And just really taken the fight to this girl, but she did not.
No, she is a broken shell of a woman, and I think it's heartbreaking to watch if you like Korra. But it's also really interesting, right? Because they're pushing her to her limits. And I think that probably at a certain point, her friends and her family are going to have to hunt her down and just try and bring her back to life. Because it's becoming more and more clear that they do need her. Yeah. And how it all ultimately shakes out, I think, has been a big question of this iteration of the Avatar, which is like, what kind of ruler do we need? That's been the question every season in one way or another, to some degree, is like, do we need to separate the spirits and the material world? Do we need a monarchy? Do we need our benders holding down non-benders? All of these sort of questions about egalitarianism and things like that. You're like, it's a cartoon. Stop it.
That's why this cartoon is so great. No, and that's another thing that you mentioned, the spirit world. They're just showing people like literally just like walking down the street, and there's giant tree trunks of spirit vines and spirits just chilling all over the place. So it really shows that world, the worlds have like merged together.
Yeah.
And that's been like really interesting.
I think what I'd like to see is Korra come back and create a sense of balance that does ultimately lead to a more democratic system or something like that. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just our points of view.
Yeah, I think she'll have to rise back up as more of a symbol than as a practical player, because she doesn't have the Avatar state. Or no, she does have the Avatar state, but she doesn't have the Avatar lineage anymore. And yeah, and it's just like, well, what is she going to do? And she can't hold her own and fight anymore. So it's really hard to think of what like role she'll play. Yeah,
well, the really interesting question, I think the question of this series is that if you're stripped away of everything that makes you who you are to some degree or another, then what's left? And I think that that's what she's facing right now. And she's not left with much. She's going to have to build herself up and sort of claim her own destiny.
Yeah. So I thought this was great. A great start. Can't wait for more.
I can't wait for more too. Those are our thoughts on Korra. Let us know yours in the comments below. And for all things Legend of Korra, keep it locked right here to IGN.